Hi guys, so today I'm going to show you how to learn with LinkBlink. So LinkBlink transforms our curiosity into knowledge, and in today's world it's very hard to learn something with the overhead of the information and the busy schedules. So what LinkBlink does is actually transforms our request for knowledge into really small bytes and deliver its own schedule. So let me show you how it works. Let's try to explore a topic of the solar energy. So what LinkBlink does, it transforms a short description of what you want to learn into kind of extended topic based on what it knows about us, our context, our previous chats. So it really curates this bits into our level of understanding of the things. And since I'm quite new with the solar, I'm going to go with the first suggested topic, which is quite basic kind of topic about solar. And what it does, it also suggests to create quizzes to test my bytes of knowledge as I go through this learning. So I'm going to keep it on and request LinkBlink to generate me learning bytes. In parallel, I'm going to just show you how it works on the schedule perspective. So I usually have it for a little bit early. For this demo, I just put it 8 a.m., but you can flip to evenings if you like, or let's say mornings, specifically 7 a.m. is the best for me. I put here 8 for demo, because it's super hard to find time to learn new things. And in the morning, as soon as I wake up, I just receive my learning bytes. And while I'm still not distracted, I go through them and I chat with AI in a messenger to really go through the questions if I have or the follow-ups. So my first learning byte is actually created, and I can send it to my Telegram right away. I'll do it later a little bit. What I'm going to show you is also the concept. So here I can also explore the concepts of the things. So let's say part of the solar, I'm also interested in the small nuclear reactors. So I'll just go with the small nuclear reactors, and it will transform my inquiry into the sub-concept. So basically it will explain small nuclear reactors into a set of the sub-concepts to give me a really small pieces of information to explore the topic. And I can drill down and see every bits of it. So for instance, a small nuclear reactors, it's a small modular reactors, nuclear safety, design, fuel cycle, and framework. So I'm basically interested in how it itself works, and here it explains that this is the type of the reactors that generate power in a small modular design. And I can go ahead and click on the links to kind of read more on it. For instance, I can go to Wikipedia, or I can go to a more dedicated kind of materials that LinkBlink suggests. I can also go and drill down to really go a little bit further on a concept, specifically on the modular reactors, and explore it further. Let's say, okay, key advantages, that sounds interesting. Again, I can go and check out on additional material, okay? Let's say I can go here and really explore what it is. I can also add it to a learning byte. So for instance, this topic on the economic viability of SMR is very interesting, so I also request a learning byte. But for this one, I'm not going to create a quiz, so I'll just go ahead and apply it. Okay, so while this one is being generated, I'm just going to go and show you how this one looks. So for the solar energy, we have 5 learning steps generated. Each step I can just open and preview, okay? So it has the information that's going to be in my learning byte. And I can also chat here. So let's say, let me take a topic where I'm more familiar with, let's say thermal systems. And by the way, the second byte already ready. That's on the nuclear. Let's talk about efficiency. I can select a text in my learning byte and ask LinkBlink for more information. So I'll ask, okay, please tell me more. And as you can see, I have a couple of things here. First, I have a selection that I made, and the second, I have a full context of a byte. So this is what AI sees in terms of the context that I'm looking at. Okay, so it has a heat transfer, climate suitability, energy applications. That's really interesting. So climate suitability. Okay. So what I want to ask it is, what's the ROI of solar energy, let's say, into climates in Portugal and versus, let's say, Ukraine versus Lithuania climate. So what I want to see is, okay, so if I be going solar in these countries, how particularly the area would look like. Okay, so here suggests the things to consider, and I'm pretty happy with that. What I want is I want to see the actual numbers. So please compare in the table based on solar intensity and solar days, let's call it this way. So what I want to see is I want to see a table where it's basically going to slice each country and give me the area perspective. Okay. Okay, interesting. Okay. Now, this is interesting. What I want is I want to see Portugal. Please, so Portugal is obviously the best. What I want to see is please put Portugal as 100% ROI and the rest depending on their levels as per your judgment. Okay, so what I want to see, okay, if the Portugal would be the best option, then how far are the rest in terms of going solar? Okay, interesting. So Portugal 100%, estimated 85 for Ukraine, 70 for Lithuania. That's really interesting. What I can do here is I can also kill the context of my selection. I can also clear chat if I'm done with the chat. I can also go back and close this one and open in a journal view. A journal view would basically let me see all of my steps, all of my bytes in kind of a journal view. So it's like an article you can read. Again, you can select parts of it and just ask questions, and it's going to show you the history of the specific byte, or you can just click on the byte and start the conversation. If you learn, like I do, a lot on the technology, you can also appreciate a dark theme, so it's easier on eyes and helps me focus if I'm looking through the material overnight. So this is basically the content of it. Now let's see how it works in terms of the messaging. So I have currently 2 bytes on air. First one is the solar, and the second one is nuclear. So I'm going to turn nuclear into post mode, so it's not going to send me bytes, and I'm going to go back to the solar, and I'm going to initiate the byte. So here I have the schedule, but not to wait for the schedule. I'm just going to go ahead and send the byte for myself into a Telegram. Okay, so the byte is sent. I'm now going to open my Telegram, and here's the byte that is delivered to my chat in Telegram. This is what I receive in my during my morning times. As I read through it, I can do a couple of things. First, I can actually request more, which most likely is going to trigger a quiz. Yes, that's correct. And let me walk you through the quiz. So quiz is really simple. It's actually not to bother you, but just to give you a reflection of the thing. So for instance, what is the primary way photovoltaic system converts sunlight into energy? Okay, so it could be chemical, heat, electricity generation, mechanical movement. Let's give incorrect answer, which is 4, mechanical movement. And yeah, it's not great. Okay, let's try again. So it's heat, electricity generation, chemical reaction. I think it's first one. No, okay. Okay, so maybe it's electricity generation, heat generation, mechanical movement. Let's go with the third one. Yep, okay, so this is electricity generation, whatever. I mean, it's good to know. What I can also do is I can ask a follow-up question. So for instance, why the electricity generation is the correct one? I thought it supposed to be the chemical reaction. Okay, so I wanted to explain me why I was so wrong. This is interesting. I'm not sure that I'm right. Maybe it's a mistake. Let's see. Okay, interesting. So fundamental principles. Photovoltaic systems primarily operate on the photovoltaic effect, which is the process of converting light, electricity, directly into electricity. This is achieved through the interesting sound semiconductor. Oh wow, so it's a semiconductor material like silicon and solar cells. That's really great, and that's no chemical change. Okay, this is interesting. Where are the most panels produced nowadays? So I want to know which country or geography produces most of the panels. Let's see. I suppose it's China, but let's see. Okay, so China second is United States, and Germany, then other countries. Interesting. What are the stakes of those countries, excuse my tapas, in global production? So let's check it out. Let's see how do they split in terms of the percentage of the market. This is interesting. I suppose China and US should be quite close. Let's see. Okay, so this is, I want a percentage. I want a percentage because this is too much to read. I want really like, you know, China, US, Germany, whatever, and just a percentage. Okay, interesting. So China, 60%. This is a high dominance. Okay, well, you see, right? So the whole world needs to catch up on China on that. Okay, so this is how the byte works. What you also can do from here is you can basically go ahead and ask for suggestion for the next bytes. So if you click on here, what you're going to receive is based on all of the discussions that you had and the other learning bytes that you did, depending on your profile, a recommendation for the next learning bytes. So if let's say you're running out of bytes, you can get things. So it's the solar, because I was playing with the solar for this kind of demo, it gives me all solar. But if I would be having like a real life usage with some other stuff, it would be suggest me the other things. Where it gets this information. So it gets obviously from my most recent chats and my most recent inquiries and bytes. It also takes it from my profile. So for instance, in the profile, I feel as a developer, architect, working in Python, and some other information. So this information goes into my bytes when they are generated. So here you see that on some of the bytes, you see here that it specifies, and if I refresh, it's going to be on most of the bytes, kind of a context information that's been used when these bytes were created. And if I like some of the bytes, let's say I like this one in particular, I can give it 5 stars and I can pin it to my profile. When I pin it to my profile, I can go to my Learner 360 view. And here what you're going to see is my learning activity together with pinned bytes and my public profile. If I go to my public profile, what I'm going to see, and this is what available on the internet, is my learning stats and my learning bytes. And if someone really wants to explore it, he or she, they can just click on it, see the brief description, and add to their bytes. If I'm going to try to do that, it's not going to allow me because I'm the owner of the byte. But you can also share privately. So if you don't want to pin it on your profile, what you can do is you can share by link. So you generate the link, you copy that link, you send it to your friends, and the friends can access it only by the link. So no one without the link would not be able to access it. So now I added it. Obviously, it's not gonna take any of my context. It's just gonna replay the byte that was generated by the person who shared it. But all of the rest actually works. So you can go ahead and just start the conversation with LinkBlink and really learn from it as you would do from your own bytes. And you can also do the same in the chats. Okay, so that's how the LinkBlink works and how it helps me learn new things. And I hope it's going to be helpful for you to learn too, especially on our very busy life schedules when we don't really have time for ourselves to concentrate. The small pieces of information on the subjects that we want are really going to help you get up to speed fast, convenient, and it's not going to take a lot of your time. But before we end this short demo, I'm also going to show you the byte which is built on the custom content. Very often we have a really good article, we would like to read it more carefully, but you just don't have time for it, okay? So I'm gonna just find the article that I had on the LiDAR versus camera versus self-driving cars, what's best, right? So as you know, in today's world, there are a lot of self-driving capabilities in our cars. And the world is talking about going a full autopilot. The taxi is already robotized. They're going like, you know, fully autonomous. And what I want is I just put the content of this article, and I want LinkBlink to create a learning byte for me. But specifically, I want to give instructions. So I want the learning byte to be focused on safety tech. Okay, this is really important. And I also want to compare safety of leader comparing to visual. This is very important. So click apply and the byte is getting ready. While it's generating, I'm going to show you another amazing feature. So let's say for this photovoltaic byte, I want to continue further. So I want to continue my byte, but this time I want to focus on going off-grid in Portugal. Okay, so what it's going to do, it's going to create me the continuation of the byte. So it's going to take the byte on the photovoltaic, not going to repeat this stuff, but really augment on top the things related to going off-grid in Portugal. Okay, so my safety tag byte already created, and I can go ahead and check it. And as you can see, it has a lot of information here. So I can ask questions. Let's say I can ask what companies are doing LiDAR, and my byte on yeah, okay, so this is very interesting. Waymo. Okay, interesting. Does Tesla doing it? My byte on going off grid already generated. So okay, that's interesting. Okay, okay. So they use visual, not really LiDAR, but anyway. Yeah, so it's visual data from cameras. Very interesting. Okay, so I'm going to close this chat, and I'm going to go to off-grid in Portugal, which again is generated as a continuation of my byte on the photovoltaic. Okay, so here you go. It's daily usage. Okay, this is very important. So before you go there, you need to really calculate what do you consume, what kind of system it has to be, what kind of kilowatts it should produce, and then the solar panels, the batteries, the stuff like. Okay, so this is in your lifespan. This is really interesting. So and this is interesting because I'm not really sure. So what would be the, and forget about typos, that's not important, what would be the average consumption for the house with 2 electric cars, 5 people and a dog? Okay, let's see what it's gonna say. I suppose it should be around 15 kilowatts. Let's see. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Oh my God, that's a lot. Okay. So that's a lot. Okay, and what kind of? So I'm actually very interested. What kind of solar panel? What kind of solar panel? I think that I assume that should be a lot of panels. So what kind of solar panel setup would support it? Okay, how many batteries I need to store overnight? Because I think overnight it's going to be a lot of consumption. My cars would be charged. So let's try. Okay, so okay, so it gives me like how to calculate. Okay. Interesting. 7 panels. I'm not sure that's a lot, but anyway, this is kind of the thing that you can explore, and then for sure double check and triple check, because this is just, you know, kind of a food for your mind about how things work. But then you need to go to the professional to really calculate the things. But it gives you the full kind of setup in terms of how you can calculate it based on your consumption, on the peak consumption per hour and stuff, as well as ideas on the storage, how much storage you would need to have for it. So basically, yeah, it's actually, from what I read here, it's quite interesting. So yeah, it's daily consumption, overnight consumption. Then okay, so this is how you guys learn advanced stuff from the web system, right? But for like busy days, you are receiving the smaller bytes every morning like I do. It really keeps me focused on the things which are important. So I hope it's going to help you learn too. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.